Hello everyone, this is Arrow, and welcome back to Sundown Moon Up Podfics. Today we'll be continuing Fuck Bullies by RandomWeirdCat, Chapter 25. Bakugo didn't know why he was being glared at by Eraserhead, or why the rat in front of him was just staring at him and not saying anything. Eraserhead crosses his arms and sighs. Bakugo, there's something we've wanted to talk about with you. Mike said something about Deku. Bakugo frowns and looks down at his pants. Is he dead? Aizawa glances at Nezu. You care? Bakugo scoffs and clenches his fists. No, it's just my mom's friends with his, and I don't want to hear Auntie Inko cry. He glances up at Aizawa and still finds anger in the man's eyes. What the fuck happened? Why are they mad at him? Banana DJ was also angry with him. Everyone back at the dorms was tense and just depressing. Everyone was missing Hitoshi and Deku, and now that All Might's gone too. Bakugo just got angrier, and he could feel it building up in his chest. It was going to explode out soon. Maybe when he was training, maybe when he's sparring with Kirishima, maybe in this fucking meeting. That's it? You've known him since you guys were babies, and you're... Aizawa started getting louder and louder. Bakugo almost winces. He kept staring at his homeroom teacher with surprise. Nezu raises his paw and Aizawa stops. He huffs, taking a deep breath, taking a step back and closing his eyes. Izuku is the reason why we've asked you to come. We've scheduled a meeting with your parents for this Friday, which is in 2 days as you know. Well, if he ain't dead and you haven't found him, why the hell are we talking about it? Bakugo growls. He thought about being calm, but the anger was coming out instead. Eraserhead slams his hand into Nezu's desk. We wanted to talk to you about bullying Izuku Midoriya. And like that, the anger in his chest disappears. Bakugo is left feeling empty and confused. His hands start to sweat and Aizawa's eyes are red in seconds. Bakugo sits back in his chair and straightens out his back. What? He stuttered. Fuck. A knock on the door made him flinch. Come in, Nezu says cheerfully. A man in a tan trench coat and a tan hat walked in with a smile. Principal Nezu, I came as soon as I could. The streets are still a little messy from the attack, so it's fine. Please sit down, Sakuzuchi. Bakugo remembered this guy. He was there at the USJ, and he was one of the detectives. They brought in a fucking detective? The detective sits down and takes out a notebook and a pen. I'll ask again. Do you care for Izuku Midoriya? Aizawa questions. Bakugo kept staring at the detective. No. The detective glances at Nezu. Aizawa looks back at the principal and nods. Do you remember bullying Izuku Midoriya? Aizawa asks. Fuck. Is that really what this is about? Bakugo grips his leg hard enough to bruise. He knew that was all going to come back and bite him in the ass. He knew what he did and why he did it. Deku just wouldn't stay down. He kept going and kept wanting to be a hero, and now they were in the same fucking class learning how to be heroes. Deku grew closer to everyone and Bakugo kept losing. No matter what he did, no matter how many people he yelled at, no matter how many times he proved he was stronger and better, Deku went further and kept going. Katsuki didn't understand. Everyone said he was stronger. They said he was superior. They said he was the smartest. His mom said that he had such a badass quirk. His dad said his quirk was amazing and he was doing so well in school. The teachers praised him. Those bunch of extras worshipped him. Deku kept looking down at him. He kept taunting him with that stupid smile and that new quirk of his. Yes, Nezu replies, watching him like he was a goddamn experiment. Do you remember bullying him? Yeah, I fucking do. The detective looked at Nezu. Aizawa sneers. Language. Bakugo wanted to scream and shout, but he couldn't find any anger to help him. You remember beating him into the ground until he bled and screamed? Do you really remember that? Aizawa's fists were clenched in his scarf and his eyes were flashing red. Bakugo's cheeks were bleeding. He bit too hard onto it. Eraser, yeah, I remember. They all looked at him with different reactions. Eraserhead just looked pissed. The detective looked horrified. Nezu looked the fucking same as when he walked in. Why would you do that? You had to know you were going too far. Aizawa takes a deep breath. I kind of understand if you were just a kid. Not really. I kicked the fuck. The detective clicks his pen and Aizawa stops himself. Alright, so I don't understand why you'd be that aggressive as a kid. I mean, kids do weird, stupid shit all the time, but to hurt someone so badly? Aizawa leans against the desk for support when it seems like his legs would give out. Nezu leans in. Are your parents hurting you at all? Physically, mentally, emotionally? Have they done anything that seemed odd or harmful? Bakugo shook his head. Hell no, they're fine. They haven't done shit to me. The detective glances up at Nezu. They haven't done anything in the past? No? Bakugo yells. His parents never hurt him. They never spanked him. They never yelled at him. His mom hit him a few times in the head when he called her a hag, but even when he destroyed his room or broke couches in bed, they never did anything besides yell at him. The detective looks at Nezu. Back to Izuku, then. Nezu's eyes flashed with something that sent a shiver down Bakugo's spine and down to his toes. Like Eraserhead said, why would you do this to Izuku? Has he done anything to you? Because we've looked at the footage and... Nezu starts to go on a whole rant, but Bakugo's mind stopped working and he focuses on what the rat just said. Footage? Nezu's ears perk up and twitch. Yes, there is footage when you and Izuku were children, to just a year ago. Bakugo's stomach does flips and his mind feels like a broken record just repeating one word. There's... Deku was... Here, I have a small clip of when you both were 8 years old. Nezu grins. Aizawa grabs a computer from under Nezu's desk. Nezu presses the space button and the video plays. Bakugo remembered that day vividly. Deku didn't cry that day. Deku walks through the halls with his head down. Other kids pointed at him and stared. Kids pushed past him and purposely bumped shoulders with him, but he was ready and he doesn't let any of his things fall. Someone threw a paper airplane at him and it turned into metal the second it hit his back. He stumbles forward and lets out a cry. More metal planes hit his back and one scratches the back of his neck. From around the corner, a younger Bakugo comes strutting with a group of 3 kids behind him. Izuku kept his head down and kept walking. Aizawa inhales sharply when Bakugo raises his hand and an explosion pushes Izuku back onto his ass. Deku's hair stuck up in random places and a few black scorch marks were on his cheek. His wide green eyes looked up at Bakugo. Kachan? Dumbass, I kept telling you not to call me that. Bakugo screamed, another explosion going off. Bakugo flinches back in his seat and desperately wants to shut his eyes. He just kept yelling at Deku. A few of his extras used their shitty quirks to throw his stuff around or to give him bruises. Deku didn't shed a single tear. Nezu pauses the video. Its camera focuses on Deku's face and Bakugo's proud grin. Bakugo didn't feel proud anymore. Honestly, I want to expel you right now, right here, but I will have to be talking with your parents first. Nezu's voice makes him squeeze his eyes shut. Answer the question, Bakugo. Why? Aizawa hisses out like an angry cat or snake. Bakugo swallows the heavy lump in his throat. I'm the one who's better than him. I don't want his help. I don't need him to save me. He kept trying and he was a quirkless nobody and he just didn't care. He kept fucking... The detective glances at Nezu. Aizawa kneels down in front of him and places a hand on his chest. Breathe. Bakugo thinks back to when Kirishima tried to hug him and take a deep breath to calm the jackrabbit that's suddenly his heart. You hurt him because he was quirkless? It wasn't just that. He was weak. He still fucking is. I'm supposed to be the best and I had the powerful quirk and he didn't have shit. He kept going with those stupid dreams and I don't understand what... Katsuki groans and raises a hand to his head. Just because you had a powerful quirk doesn't mean anything. Your quirk isn't everything. Aizawa spoke softly. His angry eyes seemed less angry. Yes, it is, and Deku's been hiding that stupid fucking quirk because he thinks he's better than me. He's not. I'm better. I'm stronger. I know I am. Bakugo stands up and pushes Aizawa away from him. The detective glances at Aizawa. Nezu's eyes change slightly and narrow just a little. Do you really think you're better than him? Yes. The detective glances at Aizawa again. Nezu chuckles. It seems the parents and teachers will have to do more explaining when I contact them. We have 2 victims now, Izuku Midoriya and Katsuki Bakugo. One suffers from bullying and abuse, the other suffers from self-esteem issues and favoritism. Bakugo slams his palms into Nezu's desk. The hell'd you say? You mother... Too much praise can get to one's head, and it seems it's boosted your ego to the height of Endeavor's ego. You'll definitely need therapy as well. Nezu stands up and crawls on his desk. He walks over and faces Bakugo. I do not feel pity for you, and I don't like you very much either. I believe that can change, so I can tolerate you a little better when you apologize to Izuku Midoriya, and I've heard positive things from your new therapist. Nezu leans in and Bakugo can see the small sharp-ended teeth. We are not done with this conversation simply because you are done. I am the principal and you are just a simple student. Nezu takes another step forward and Bakugo backs up. Now remove yourself from my desk and sit back down. Nezu growls out. His fur is standing up and his tail is ruffled and fluffy. Bakugo clenches his fist and slowly sits back down. The detective sighs and slumps back into his seat. Alright everyone, that is the end of chapter 25 for Fuck Bullies. It's about to get a little more intense for Bakugo, seeing as his parents are gonna be witnessing his actions. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!